I told the guys in the locker room after the game that I was proud of how we battled back and spotted them 2 touchdowns quick. That wasn't very smart on our part. We did a great job battling ourselves back into the game, take the lead, and then in the fourth quarter there we didn't we made too many mistakes to finish the game off.
Mike, it looks like obviously it was a mistake to accept the holding penalty on the last drive. I assume you didn't quite have the math down, or did you consider declining it? What was the thought process there?
Well, I tried to ask the referee what the deal was, and there was a little confusion, I think, there in what I was asking him, and so it got accepted. And then once the clock started, then he said, "Well, yeah, it always starts on that." So, needless to say, after the last kneel down, I had a few profanities for myself because I let the team down on that last call.
Were you thinking accepted because then there's almost no way they get a first down?
Well, I thought because the ball went out of bounds at the play that the clock was stopped, and so even though by accepting the penalty, the ball was still out of bounds and the clock was stopped.
Okay. Well, like you said, or kind of referred to in your opening statement there, you guys have had a history down here sometimes of struggling, and then you fall behind the 8 ball 14-0. You almost get a little bit of a sense of, here we go again. What did you got to talk to your guys about in making sure that didn't happen this time?
Well, we didn't talk anything specifically about that. It was more or less we were trying a little bit too hard there, and so we were over pursuing on the kickoff return that they got on us, and then on the reverse. We literally practiced that on Monday. We knew that they were going to do that. They ran a couple against us last year, and we still were in pretty good shape. We just didn't pursue very well, and so. The big key was to let the offense get themselves back on track, and knew that once we started chipping away, we knew that we could, for the most part, pretty well dominate the line of scrimmage, and we just had to just claw our way back out of that 14-point hole.
Also, you had a 4th and I think 8 from your own 10 when you decided to punt with a couple minutes left there. Obviously 4th and 8 from your own 10 is not an easy situation to be in. How strongly did you consider going for it on that instead of punting?
Well, the 4th down conversion rates are pretty low, and I thought with 3.5 minutes left on the clock, we were in a hole as much as it was that I didn't want to have the opportunity to give them the ball right on our doorstep, because then that could pretty much seal the game regardless. So we wanted to make sure that we punted the ball, gave ourselves one chance, and probably would have had a good opportunity to at least get the ball back one more time if we wouldn't have accepted that penalty. But hindsight's always 20/20.
Josh, talk about a little bit about just kind of what the offensive mindset was when you were down 14-0. Obviously, all the momentum was on their side, and you're kind of in that hostile environment. It can sometimes be tough to get that turned around. What did you guys do?
We stuck to our game plan. We established Dejan early. It's been successful for us all year. So we did that. We didn't go away from our game plan because we got them down 14-0 in the first quarter. We knew that we stick at it, our line would start to control line of scrimmage. Dejan would break some runs, and once that started, that opens up the passing game a lot too.
I was going to say, I think statistically, just kind of the mixture of the run and pass today was maybe as good as it's been. Did you feel like this was one of your guys' better games offensively?
I thought we ran a lot of good stuff. I thought there was a lot of successful plays that we had. We just, offensively, it's been when we struggled. The story of our season is when offense struggles because we hurt ourselves. We had penalties, we had a turnover inside the red zone, and that's tough. But balance-wise, it was great. That's what we want to do, and if we do that, we feel like we can win ball games. And that's why it hurts kind of pretty bad right now because we felt like we played well.
The last drive there, obviously the penalty on the kickoff, forcing you guys to start inside the 10. That's tough when you're going for a potential game-winning drive. But when you took the field there, were you guys feeling pretty good? Like, hey, we're going to go down and win the game here?
We practice 2-minute drill every Thursday. We've been in situations at the end of half, at the end of game, that we've executed the 2-minute drill very well. So we didn't feel like we felt 90 yards wasn't going to be. We could do it. We had confidence in ourselves, and that's how we do. We practice it, so we know we can do it.
Nick, first of all, how'd you feel?
Felt good. No problems. Felt great to be back. Excited to be back with my teammates and my family.
When did you guys know or make the decision that you'd be ready to come back?
Well, I kind of knew last week. I mean, that was always kind of ever since I had the injury that I was going to be back for the Mankato game. And personally, I felt like could have played last week against Moorhead, but didn't want to rush it back. So,
you know, they obviously got the two really big plays on you guys early on, the special teams touchdown and then the reverse. But I mean, from there, it seemed like you guys being able to hold them on defense was sort of what allowed the offense to get back in the game. What were you guys doing on defense to kind of get things turned back around?
There was nothing special we did. We just stuck to our game plan. We knew that they had a good balance of run and pass, and we knew some of the plays that they were going to be able to, they're going to try it on us. And on that reverse, we had it clogged up. I mean, one missed tackle and he gets out the gate. So, I mean, we didn't really do anything special. We just kind of stuck to the game plan, and we just got more physical, and we didn't like that we were down 14-0, so we wanted to come back and make a statement and show that we're not done.
Did you guys feel like, Nick, did you feel like at halftime that the momentum had kind of turned around? You were still losing, but going into the half and getting that field goal, 14-10, it seemed like you had kind of taken the momentum back from them at that point.
Yeah, after that first quarter, I mean, we were down, but we knew that we could come back. We knew the offense, they're high power, they can score at will. So, especially after those 10 points at the second quarter, we knew that we could do that the rest of the game, that we could dominate the line of scrimmage, we can control the clock, and basically impose our will on them.
There's going to be, I suppose, after this game, you guys are going to probably hear a lot of talk about the playoffs are out of the picture. The South Division title went to Mankato. How do you kind of avoid thinking of those sorts of things and just focus on finishing the season strong?
I mean, I'm a senior and I want to play as many games as possible, so I'm going to do whatever I can to put ourselves in a position for, you never know, especially this conference this year is, I mean, it's unpredictable, so you never know what's going to happen. So we're just going to come back and try to win these last two games and work our hardest to win those, and then be in a situation where, maybe something will fall in our lap.
That's all I got, guys.